Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
She's kind of
here. I'm here. I'm trying to keep my voice as good as I can make it.
All right, so we're gonna give you another daily dose of Dismal Disney. So of course, she's gonna sit in on this one.
Of course I am.
Yeah. So Disney Plus has lost 700,000 subscribers from October through December.
Now, I mean, it was a mixed bag. Today was the earnings call. Now, to be fair, I didn't even listen to the earnings call because I was in bed sick. But I did go over some of the different news things and see what's going on. And it is definitely a mixed bag. There are some good news and there are some bad news. And I think a lot of Disney's problems are of their own making.
That's most of Disney's problems.
I know, right?
So we're gonna talk about this. We're gonna talk about a cringy new Super Bowl spot.
Oh my God, I couldn't even with that.
Talk about the magic of Disney's magical acquisitions disappearing, and then we're gonna take a look at the Disney stock, which is doing great. It's doing real great.
Yeah,
it's also disappearing. So let's talk about this before we get into it any further. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. You'll get a woohoo.
I'm gonna try. Woohoo! Yeah, I can. Woohoo!
Okay, she can woohoo.
I haven't woohooed in days. Had to make sure I had to make sure I still could.
Yeah. So hey, while you're at it, go check out clownfishminus.com, because we always said that if we were gonna do a plus version of Clownfish, that we'd call it Clownfish Minus instead of Clownfish Plus, because everybody's doing that, right? And sure enough. This article, more like Disney minus, am I right? That's the very first.
Yeah, no, it's funny because you always say, when they say Disney Plus, you always said, more like Disney minus. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
so
Tony.
let's talk about this. So this comes from IndieWire. Disney Plus lost 700,000 subscribers from October through December.
Which is interesting to me because they lost 700,000 subscribers. They expected it to be like 1.6 million, I think, something like in that range. They expect it to be a lot worse. But in that time frame, too, that's when they were doing all those stupid, hey, Black Friday deals for Disney Plus. Get this now and you get 3 months. We did this right at the end of September, ahead of the end of the fiscal year. And they did it again in November and December, the end of the first quarter, because they knew the numbers were going to be bad. So they staunched the bleeding, still flooding. They got down 700,000. It could have been a lot worse. But it took them having to do fire sales on it, I think, to make sure that they didn't lose all the subs.
So the problem with these streaming platforms now is it's just about maintenance, right? I mean, you get to a point where you're going to plateau.
And this is what they're doing. And this is what there's going on with the parks, domestic parks too. Basically, a lot of people dropped it when the price went up. So they might have fewer subs, but they're still profitable because they're charging the people they have left a lot more money.
Well, that's what you do. Once you hit that ceiling,
right? This is Disney's plan.
Yeah, but that's their plan for everything, right?
That's their problem. Their problems their own making.
Right. You just gouge people for more. The people that are left, and I don't know exactly what the technique is called, but a lot of companies will do this to get the desirable consumer that you want. A lot of times you have to outprice the riffraff. Even if your product is not worth a premium price, you don't want to deal with the high maintenance, low value customers.
But here's the thing though. I would argue that Disney Plus is the high maintenance, low value, because we looked at this with the Acolyte and stuff. Of the top streaming shows, like Netflix's number 9 or 10 of their top shows was still above what Disney's number 1 was, because their shows are falling off a cliff. They were trying to bank on Star Wars and Marvel, and that's great, but you killed it, which is going to be relating to the stuff coming up. Yeah. You killed your golden geese, and they've been putting out stuff no one wants. A lot of the stuff it's only picking up is because it's like, Nat Geo or classic stuff people want to watch, like leave it on the background type situation. They have nothing driving it. So why are you? Because Disney, it says Disney isn't a good enough reason anymore. And you keep jacking up the price, you're just going to lose everyone, because nothing you have is worth the price you're charging to begin with.
Actually, the problem is that the Disney brand is so damaged that it chases people away. Like, I think
more
at this
for
point,
or less for more. That's a Disney difference.
Yeah. I mean, it's almost like, oh, it's a Disney thing. Okay, it's gonna be overpriced and ridiculous. But so this is again going back to the article. Disney anticipated the Q1 2025 loss of Disney Plus subscribers, and now it's forecasting another modest decline.
Yes.
In
It's going to happen again. And they've also said before, not in this call, but they said before that that there could be price hikes in the future too.
Oh, there absolutely will be.
I know. I'm just saying in the near future. Yeah. So I'm like, they're just going to
every year.
They're going to try. Sometimes I think they're going to do it more than once. They're just going to try to see how much they can get. Thing is, eventually, unless you're stupid, you're going to stop paying it, because it's like, what's the point? I mean, if they keep raising the price, but if they're not giving you anything better than what they've been giving you, if they can somehow make you these amazing shows that are worth subscribing for, then I guess I can see it. But if they don't improve, other than maybe people subscribing to watch films, they don't have to go to the theater to see it, which I think is the only reason why they're keeping people at all. They're not going to keep people. It's just not going to work, because people aren't going. They're not. Why would I pay you this much money if you're giving me shit? Why would I do that?
Yeah, I think that Disney is going to realize they're going to hit a plateau with consumer confidence, where and we're seeing it across the board. It's not just with the streaming, but it's also with the theme parks, especially, and even the movies. I mean, most people now are looking at the movie. They're looking at a movie very skeptically when they see a trailer. They're like, "Oh, it's a Disney thing. How big of a bomb is this one going to be?"
Well, Moana 2, they're crediting, I think Moana 2 is one of the, the Hail Mary passes they had too, because it did okay in the theaters. But we have Inside Out last year is out too, and that's going to come to what we're talking about later too. And it's like, you had to walk back the quote unquote gay, according to what the insiders were telling people. That's their words. You have to walk back that to make it that people wanted to go see it. But again, it's just a matter of, why would you go see Moana 2 or whatever in the theater if you just wait? It'll be on Disney Plus. So they're cutting their own throats in a couple ways. And they're charging people more, I think, because they know you're just going to wait to watch movies there. But then your theatrical releases aren't going to, it could perform a lot better if they couldn't watch it on Disney Plus. I just think there's a lot of things they're doing wrong. But to the theme park end, parks and experiences, domestic parks, it's another one of those instances where attendance is down, but spending is up, because everything is upcharged.
Yeah.
Now they started releasing that Premier, that Fast Pass Premier, where you can pay the bargain of up to $450 a day to go to the Magic Kingdom to ride rides on top of your ticket price. And they're using that to offset the losses, but they're just nickel and diming. Meanwhile, international parks were up 12%, because it's actually, I think some cases, cheaper to go to the international parks than it is to go to the domestic ones.
Yeah, somebody priced it out. I think you can go to Tokyo Disney for less than going to Disney World in some cases. So
I'm just like, so if people have a choice, I think they'd rather go to the overseas parks. So they're doing better, and they're spread out overseas. We're one country with 2 parks, so it makes sense that everybody else is going to the international ones. They're mostly better parks, especially like Tokyo and stuff.
Oh yeah, Tokyo is 100 times better than anything. So I mean, you look at what they're doing at Disneyland; they're cheaping out on construction and
it's garbage. You used to go into Disney Park and they'd do something new and you'd be like, wow, this is amazing. And you were impressed. It was cutting edge. And it was like, holy crap, basically Epic Universe is doing, which they're not worried about, they said. But you go there now and it's like, oh, look, it's a brand new thing. Look, it's a garden that looks like a vagina and lights that don't work. You're not getting, it's not the same impact. It's like, oh, look, it's a whole, attraction inside a giant sphere.
I was just thinking vagina lights. Is that like the runway lights, so you can find
That's right. So you can find your way in. But the lights don't work, so sucks to be you, I guess. But their cruise ships are doing okay, but they're adding like 13 new ships. They have 13 ships total by 2030 or something. And their new ship is already profitable, they said. So that's good. So the cruise ships are doing okay. I would hope so. But they're also spreading those out across the globe too.
The cruise ship thing, I don't know. I think it's dumb. I think they're spending way too much money on cruise ships. What if we have another pandemic? Oh my God, what do you do? But it's like, it's also cheaper for them because they can get more money per guest and not have to maintain rides.
Yeah, they get more money that way. So they push the cruise lines because they get way more money off of it. Each person pays a shit ton of money. Like you said, you don't have to maintain rides. You get some slides in there, a couple experiences, and if you want, you can get some things that are counted on your trip. But then if you want extras, you'd pay more. So they're just printing money. It's literally like if you want to go, you pay to get in just to go shopping.
That's pretty much what it is. Because they definitely have all kinds of shopping options on the cruise ships. It's like you pay to get on the boat, and then you pay for shopping, and you pay for upcharges on your meals. And your meals are included, but if you want the really good meals, then you got to pay extra. Extra for that.
If you want the extra special snacks for your kids, the ones in the candy store, well, you'd pay extra for that.
Oh, yeah.
You know, that kind of stuff. So they get you, and they're literally paying them to sleep on their boat and spend money.
Pretty much.
I mean, it's a good deal for them.
Why doesn't Walmart do something like that? Why don't they just have like an overnight stay?
Would you want to do that?
Like an overnight stay at Walmart and just be like, hey, guys.
Would you want to do that?
But that's basically what it is, right? Like they could have a Walmart boat. The big blue boat, and you get people onto the boat. And then you just, you tool around the ocean and you just spend money at Walmart.
Oh, I guarantee there'll be a lot of tools. So they did do okay as far as revenue. They came at to $24.7 billion, which they were expected $24.5 billion. So in the end of the day, they did come out ahead. And like I said, it's a mixed bag. There was some good news and some bad news. However, investors don't seem too impressed because the stock still went down.
Yeah, well, Disney is kind of running out of tricks, right? I mean,
well, they're trying. Well, no, they still tried that. Because, guys, the reason that the domestic parks were down is because we missed a couple of days with hurricanes. $120 million is what we're lost. And somehow that was going to make a big enough difference. But that's why they're down. Well, they were up, but I'm saying they're trying to argue they would have done better, I guess is how I'm trying to word it. They would have done better if they didn't lose 2 days to hurricanes. I'm like, what?
Oh God. Okay, so let's talk about this. This commercial.
This was funny.
So this is the new Super Bowl ad.
Oh yes, and I do not think for 1 second it's going to convey what they want it to convey. I just was like, I have a lot of what if questions too, Disney, but they're trying to get this, like, oh, this nostalgia thing. But most of the things they show are things that they've ruined, they've acquired and destroyed.
Yeah, actually, somebody should do we'll play a little bit of it here. Somebody should do a cut where they have Thanos just like snapping all the acquisitions. Let's see if we can.
What if there was no galaxy far, far away?
Well, there isn't.
Right? Yeah, they've already ruined it.
No joy. And they never did assemble.
Well,
what if every second
Marvel
didn't count? And he never did remember who he was.
That's a live-action remake.
Never did step into the arena. And he didn't see more butts.
They acquired Simpsons.
Never did let it go. And no one ever did get murdered in this building. Then that would really suck, wouldn't it?
That should be the end of it.
That'd really suck, wouldn't it? Yeah. And then they're like, no, because it's all here. You go and play it. It's so ridiculous.
But hey, there is a galaxy far, far away, and there is joy, and they did assemble, and every second does count, and he did remember who he was, and she did step into the arena, and he did
see butts. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I was like, what the hell when I saw this? I'm like, first of all, they've destroyed Star Wars. They've destroyed Marvel. They haven't killed Simpsons yet, but it's not doing great, and I'm sure they're going to find a way to destroy it. Inside Out 2, they had to be told to make it less flippin' gay before they were allowed to release it because the families would show up. All right? They had to walk it back. Except for a couple of things on there that they made themselves. Oh, then the live-action Lion King, the live-action remakes. Except for a couple of things that they've, new shows that they've put out. It's all stuff they've ruined or that they're just repeating their own work. They're not making anything new or anything epic anymore.
Yeah, I mean, Disney is really just it's a skin suit now. What
if Disney didn't kill everything?
What if Disney didn't acquire half of the entertainment industry and then burn it down within a decade? I was talking about this earlier. I did a video on Rooster Teeth and talked about how these corporations buy these things and they don't fundamentally understand them, and that's basically the modern Walt Disney Company, is that they buy things they don't fundamentally understand. The Muppets are a perfect example of that, but they've just ruined like IP after IP after IP. They don't know what to do with any of this stuff.
No, but like, what if there was no Star Wars? I don't know. We're going to find out real soon. You're destroying it. I want to see, what if Disney didn't buy Star Wars? What if Disney didn't ruin Marvel? What if Disney, I guarantee you wouldn't have had phase 4.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just like, what if that is not the win Disney thinks it is at all. I was like, dude, this is tone deaf.
So somebody just, like I said, somebody needs to just put Bob Iger's Thanos in there, just snapping all these IPs away.
Because they've destroyed them.
One after another. But I don't know. We're gonna wrap this. We're gonna wrap this one up. So there we go, guys. Disney losing subs, cringy Super Bowl trailer, and stock not doing great. And I think the best days of Disney are far behind them.
It's another day that ends in Y.
Pretty much. I mean, here's the thing. I'm getting bored even talking about it.
Disney is doing a great job of just, if people weren't already tired of them before, they're going to be tired of them now. And they don't even get, they're so oblivious, they don't even get how tone deaf they are. But here we are. Until next quarter. We'll see where that goes. Are you going to wrap this up?
We're going to wrap it up. All right. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. We'll talk later.
Bye.